Welcome to Climate Action News One-on-One in this new version. My name is Katarina Rolfsdotter Jansson and I am the host. And today we have a very special guest. It is the founder and the CEO of We Don't Have Time, Ingmar Rentzhog. And in this new series, we will focus on partners and investors supporting We Don't Have Time.
Meet Ingmar Rentzhog, a serial entrepreneur and computer geek from northern Sweden that decided to dedicate his life to the climate crisis when he became a father himself. At the university, Rentzhog enrolled in mathematics and computer science, and before he was finished he started his first company. After a couple of years, the company came to be one of the fastest growing and most profitable financial communication firms in the Nordics, with global customers such as large investment banks, leading asset managers and many more. After 13 years in the financial industry, Ingmar decided to use his skills to contribute towards solving the climate crisis and founded We Don't Have Time. Today he is a member of Al Gore's Climate Reality European Task Force and named official eco-warrior according to The Sun, as well as Mark Zuckerberg according to France TV2. In just 3 years, he and his team has built the largest social network for climate action in the world. We Don't Have Time connects everyone who wants to act on the climate crisis. By teaming up with Twitter and the UN, the network is already reaching millions around the globe.
Hi Ingmar, but before we start, we need to let the viewers know that might not know already, what is We Don't Have Time all about?
Hi Katarina.
Hi.
What We Don't Have Time is all about is help the world speed up change in order to solve the climate crisis. And we're doing that by social networks. So we have built a social network focused on climate action, where everyone in the world can connect with each other and cooperate and have a dialogue with our leaders. So on our platform, our members could give reviews to corporations, to organizations, to governments and public figures, and tell them if they're doing something good or bad for the climate. And they will answer, because that is something our team will make sure that they will answer. And so far we had answer from everything from presidents to small startups and everything there between. So the dialogue really works, and I think it's something very important to have a dialogue in order to solve the climate crisis. We must listen to each other and we must change, and we don't have time to wait.
Absolutely. So Ingmar, the reason we're doing this new series is you had a new round of finding money to support this fantastic network. Has it been easy to find money to people to invest in climate action?
No, it hasn't been easy actually. In 3 months period, we had over 1,000 investor meetings.
That's a lot of meetings.
And most people actually turn us down. It's actually not true that it's a lot of green money out there, because most money, even if it's called green money, is still going in the same direction to the companies that already exist, and more or less going into the business as usual concept. If you're having a new company working for a solution that is very needed in the near future, that is take more time. You need to have a longer time perspective, and most investors don't have that perspective, and they that have that, they think unfortunately that the world will work the same in the future as now, and that's not true. But we have anyway succeeded to actually find the right investors, and when you find the people that understand on a really high level, people...
Is it a difference depending on what level you try to reach?
Yeah, and with level I mean your intellectual capacity, but it often is connected with what you have done previously. So when you find people that have done amazing things previously,
they get it.
They know that the future will mean so much change, and they are investing in us, not because what we're doing today, but because the role we will play in the future economy. We will be the rating platform for all businesses in the world and help them that are doing good climate action to actually blossom. And those that are not doing good action will have to struggle. We need to make it really profitable to do the right thing. So the investors we have brought on us, they understand that, and they're also going to help us achieve it. And that's what I'm so thankful for.
So Ingmar, how much money did you get in this round? And could you also give us a few names of some major investors?
Yes, we actually wanted to have $2.5 million, and we succeeded to gain $3 million.
Congratulations!
So we actually oversubscribed a little bit, and the investors that has invested in us in this round is truly incredible people. I will certainly highlight Marko Rodznik, an investor guru with the NUA network. That was one of the first investors believing us this round. But we also have some really experienced finance people like Jan Stålberg, that is EQT, a large private equity firm, now founded Trill Impact, an impact fund.
He was a guest in our previous series
Yes.
on impact investment. Yes.
So he's supporting us, but we also have people like this. One of Swedish ex-finance minister Per Nuder is joining us. We have Fabrice Grinda, number one angel investor in the world. He has a tremendous knowledge about tech and also climate. We will have an on.
He'll be in our next episode on this in this new series.
And also Alexander of Joknik, chairman of Oriflame, etc. I could go on. We have so many great investors joining us, and I'm so happy and thrilled about that.
And forward-thinking people that have gotten the concept of business as usual is not going to work anymore.
Yes, they are investing in us, not because what we do today, but the role we will play in a future society. We must have a platform out there that will give all businesses and leaders that are doing the right thing the credit for it. So it will be more profitable to do the right thing, and it should be super expensive to do the wrong thing.
And Ingmar, next to you here we see a screen where could you please show us how the platform works for corporations and also for the United Nations, which is partnering up with We Don't Have Time?
Yes, so we are actually working together with businesses and organizations such as the United Nations and help them to have a climate dialogue on our platform. Many businesses and organizations want this dialogue to happen. They want to know what they can improve for the climate and how they can be better. And they are using our platform in order to communicate their progress and have this stakeholder dialogue with our users and their own stakeholders, such as their customers and employees. So the way this works, I'm now going to show you.
Please.
So, you will find our app on your phone, App Store or Google Play, or if you go to wedon'thavetime.org. And it's free to sign up. Everyone is welcome that wants to solve the climate crisis and work together like-minded people from all over the world. What you will find on our app is something that looks very similar to other social media. You will find a news feed, but what is different is that everything here is about the climate and environment. And I'm now just going to show you a little bit some of the content you will find on our platform. This is actually a post from one of our users that have made a test between LinkedIn and We Don't Have Time.
Test as in he wants to see where it gets the most impact?
Yeah, he shared the same post on LinkedIn for his over 1,000 followers that are working with renewable energy and on the We Don't Have Time platform. And according to him, 12-1 better engagement on We Don't Have Time platform. So this is a really great score. I was really nice surprised to see this post.
And it is all about engagement.
It's all about engagement, because the more people that are engaged in the climate, the more people cares about the climate and will do things.
And also decision makers, of course, will care.
Yeah, we have about half of our members are actually people working in corporation and in governments professionally for the climate. So they are joining forces with the people that also wants to do something, but maybe not have the platform today. They could use the We Don't Have Time, and suddenly they have a platform where they can have this dialogue going on. Here's another example where actually United Nations, as you mentioned, are actually sharing and encouraging all their followers to join the We Don't Have Time platform and engage in the climate dialogue, where they can have it with them and all the other companies and organizations out there.
That's truly amazing.
And actually, one thing that differentiates our social network platform from others are that we are operated by 100% renewable energy. So that is also something that is awesome. Everyone should do that. It's not,
Of course.
It's not. It's absolutely achievable. The way our platform works is that you have this review system where members that think a business or a leader or an organization that are doing something bad for the climate, they could give a climate review, a warning. But they can also give a climate love if they're doing something great, or a climate ID if they're doing if they have an idea on how to do something in a different way. And this is an example for where Leo Alexander here has created a climate warning to the Swedish police because they are still buying fossil cars. And there's a lot of electric alternatives out there.
For sure.
And the way this works is that when enough people agrees on something, in this case 200 people, the We Don't Have Time team will contact the Swedish police and ask them to engage in a dialogue. And here you have a quite interesting answer, a very long answer about why it's difficult for the Swedish police to use electric cars today. And what they are doing instead, they are using biofuel, etc., etc. So they're actually doing some not as great as electric cars, but they are taking this issue very seriously. And you will see this conversation continue on the We Don't Have Time platform between the organization, the police organization, and our members. And as you can see here, this is not a conversation in Swedish. This is actually a conversation in English because more people could join.
So there's a lot of learning happening here.
Exactly. And we have a lot of other people embarking with police force with other countries that actually use electric cars today that can learn the Swedish police something.
And vice versa. Those that might be hesitant, they could read the arguments from the other countries. So that's excellent.
Exactly. So just some more examples of how this works. We also have not just organization, but also countries. President Jair Bolsonaro has answered a climate warning. 2,000 people agrees to this. And
the Brazilian president.
Yes, and you can see a long answer here. They are actually saying that why are you criticizing us? There are worse 3 other countries that are worse than us in the world. I don't know. But here is another climate love to Norway, and the Norwegian climate minister are answering and telling a little bit of what they do. Norway is the first country in the world where they actually have gone 50% electric cars. You also have business leader like Jeff Bezos, Amazon, thanking for an ID created on a platform. Their business development are looking into this ID. But most importantly, you will find so many solutions on our platform.
Well, that's what we need.
Yeah, exactly. 70% of all the reviews on the We Don't Have Time platforms are 70 are climate love. It's people sharing about solutions out there that companies and organizations are actually doing, climate action that is happening. And this is just one example about ammunition that is biodegradable. This is a huge problem. And there's a company in Portugal that has solved this and have a product for it.
So instead of having lead in the animals that are shot and also wasting around in nature, you get biodegradable ammunition.
Exactly.
Brilliant.
So, and here is Volvo joining science-based targets. Here's a climate ID to a Swedish finance company, fossil-free finance company, about how they could communicate about the climate crisis. And as you can see here, all those businesses are actually answering. And the way our platform works is that we work together with our partners. It's everything from global cooperation, startups, etc. And they are using our platform to communicate the progress, what they do, and they want the feedback from the users on what they do good and what they can improve, and ideas that the stakeholders can suggest.
So for instance, for Ericsson, it builds their work inside their own organization because it amplifies their reach inside and out.
Yes, so they are inviting their employees to participate in this global stakeholder dialogue for the climate. Everyone needs to be involved, and we are creating a lot of engagement for this. that is also spread throughout other social media. So people are sharing the content on our platform and amplifying that on other social media. We actually reach over 25 million people every month on
25
social media.
million people.
Yes.
So Ingmar, and this is all over the world. Can anybody become a partner?
You could give reviews to all companies. Even oil companies has engaged in the dialogue on the platform, and we encourage that. But in order to unlock your profile and use our platform in an active way, not just answering the criticism you get or
But have
or
your own
Climate Lab,
profile, yes.
but have your profile, communicate with our whole community, and you also get our certification that you are open for climate dialogue. You need to become a partner, and that is a subscription service between €100 per month up to €1,000 per month, a little bit dependent on your size of your organization joining. And we are inviting everyone to join if they have an honest intention to do climate action. But we have one criteria, and that is you can't have majority of your revenues from fossil. You need to stop that before you can honestly say that you have an honest intention to solve the climate crisis. But this is important. We're not inviting all the companies that are perfect. There it doesn't exist.
No,
we're inviting the ones that have ambition to do more, and our community are helping them to succeed with that in a friendly, productive, constructive way. So this is a total different social network platform compared to how other platform actually works.
Well, this is fantastic work, Ingmar, and please tell us what are your plans forward from this position that you're at now?
Yes, I can tell a little bit about the plans forward. So what we are today, we are a social network platform that are combining the technology of a social network, similar to Twitter and LinkedIn, with a rating platform, similar to TripAdvisor or Trustpilot, etc. And what we are developing now, and I'm going to show you here, is the review ranking system, where you can search for different kind of companies within the same sector, etc. And you can compare the climate action. So companies that has many climate love will get better score compared to companies that have many climate warnings. And we're also going to gather a lot of other sustainability data, like emission data, like what are they doing? Have they joined some coalition like the Science Based Target Initiative, etc.? You will find all that data on our platform, and we will make it free and available for everyone. This kind of platform exists today, but you need to buy the information. If you're like an investor, you can get access to those kind of information. We will make it publicly available for everyone because this concerns everyone. So when you're going to choose your next employer, you could choose between someone that are doing good climate action as a business or someone that are doing bad climate action. And I know what you're going to choose, Katarina.
Absolutely. And also, for instance, as a customer, if you want to go in and purchase something, you can also go and check out the companies. How are they doing in terms of the climate reviews from the peers on we don't have time.
And if they're not doing good enough, are they open for change? Are they transparent enough about the progress? Because no one is perfect. We need to remember that.
It's a moving forward that is of essence.
Yes.
And Ingmar, we are also doing broadcasts that I'm very honored and happy to be hosting, and we have some exciting stuff going on this year. Can you please tell us about those?
Yes. We're going to host 3 large climate action summits. First one on the Earth Day. The next one will be on Climate Week in September, and the last one this year will be on the COP26 climate meeting. And we're going to invite all stakeholders like businesses, climate activists, and also leading world leaders are going to use our stage to talk about what they do. Not just pledges, but what they do here and now regards climate action. So please sign up on our platform, and we will invite you to our global broadcast as well. Last year we had actually over 12 million viewers in total for all our broadcasts that we did.
That was pretty amazing. So Ingmar, sit down with me again, please.
Yes.
I know about your passion, where it came from in terms of climate action, but maybe not all the viewers do. So how did you start this? Why did you start this platform? And where does your passion for climate action come from?
I'm been an entrepreneur my whole life, and what I was doing previous We Don't Have Time was actually I was running a consulting firm in finance. We had customers like BlackRock, like Deutsche Bank, JP Morgan, etc. We were helping them communicate to the Nordic investor market. So I was not into the environment or climate field or anything like that. I think some sooner or later in life you wake up and see the world differently. And for me it was the moment when I got my first child, my daughter that is 8 years old today. I started to look in the future in a much longer time period, and I started to read about the climate, and I was really shocked because of course I was aware about the climate change and everything, but I was like everyone else. It was something that is happening in distant future, but as soon as I started to read about the climate, I understood that this is happening here and now. And it's not about a distant future. It's not even about our children's life. It's about our life. And what shocked me was that people were just not aware about this, and our leaders were kind of afraid of scaring people. So even people that really knows the stuff, they were like turning it down because they wanted to not scare people away. I mean, the term climate crisis, that was not something you could heard people talk about 4 or 5 years ago.
No, you just talked about change.
Yeah, exactly. Now we have this climate breakdown, climate crisis, extinction threat. Everyone is saying that. But back when it wasn't. So that was the starting point. But what was really the point of from getting worried to wanted to do something about it was actually when Donald Trump became president and won the US election 4 years ago. In that moment for me, it became so clear that our world leaders will not act on this problem. Donald Trump was not the only one. He was just the first one speaking out the truth, actually. He was honest. He was telling people that he didn't give a shit about our future. So many else leaders are just pretending they care, but they don't, actually. So that was a starting point, and I wanted to use my knowledge, my skill to do something, and I was starting to figure out what was needed. And what I see is needed is that we need global change in a really fast way, and what has achieved that previously is the tech companies on internet, the social networks. They have changed the world for better and for worse, but they have changed the world in just 10, 15 years. And we only have 10 years in order to halve the world's emission. So can we use the power of social media in order to speed up change? Yes, we can. I absolutely believe that. Are someone doing it? No. Okay, let's do it. That was the idea that was born the day after Donald Trump won the US election. And I think 3 days later, I came up with this name when I woke up, and I searched for it, and no one was using the term "we don't have time." Now many people are using it, and there we go.
It's very impressive work indeed, Ingmar. And none of this could have happened if you didn't have partners investing. You mentioned before this series is all about partners and supporters, so we don't have time. Let's check in with some of the partners, and one of the partners, Christian Möller Holst from Goodwings, to see what he has to say about why he works with We Don't Have Time.
We Don't Have Time is just a fantastic platform. We did a small webinar together a couple of months ago about the future of travel and how we can turn it more green. I had anticipated 100, maybe 150 viewers. We had 16,000.
Nice.
They have created a platform where it's based on science and people are not shouting at each other. I mean, yes, you can vote up and down, but you've created a platform that is, outstanding compared to the platforms that we're used to using, where there's so much fake news and bias. So keep up the good work, guys.
Thank you, Christian. Ingmar, next episode we'll be interviewing Fabrice Grinda. He is the number one angel investor in the world, and I'm really looking forward to this. So do you have any final words to people out there in terms of what they can do?
I would say that what We Don't Have Time is all about, we're a tech platform, but what we are really all about is broader than that. That is that we believe in togetherness. If we're going to solve the climate, we are going to solve the climate crisis when we work together. We must work together, and that is all about what We Don't Have Time is about. We don't call our paying clients like corporations and organizations for customers. We call them partners, because this is a two-way thing. We need to help each other. And our investors are not investing in us, they are helping us. And we are helping them. And we want to invite everyone in this global partnership, and we need to cooperate in order to solve this. And I see so much cooperation out there, cooperation, not corporation, out there. And that's the future. And everyone must and can be involved in this. So what I will say, if you want to do something for the climate, find something you can do together with others. And you will find a lot of joy in that. You will also find a lot of resilience of climate anxiety. You will actually stay mental healthy in a world that is breaking down when you work together with others. So please join the WeDon'tHaveTime.org platform and talk and connect with like-minded people with different backgrounds from all over the world. And it's enormous power to do that, and that is my recommendation.
Well, thank you very much, Ingmar Rentzhog, and stay tuned for the next episode out soon, where we will have the interview with Fabrice Grinda. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Meet Fabrice Grinda. He's among the world's leading internet entrepreneurs and investors, with over 600 angel investments and 175 exits. Fabrice has served as CEO for 3 multinational companies and has an impressive track record as an early investor in Alibaba, Flexport, Delivery Hero, Betterment and Brightrow. Fabrice is currently running the